July 1st, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is the darkest day of Hong Kong, national security law. The controversial Hong Kong national security law has come into effect on July 1st today, and today is the 23rd anniversary of Hong Kong's handover to China from British rule. China's action is not just a big slap on Hong Kongers' face, but also a sword stabbing at Taiwan. Why? I have to tell you, the Hong Kong national security law is really outrageous because it can apply to 8 billion people around the world. It is really ridiculous. Premier Susan Chang said that this law is a terrible legislation, and Minister of Mainland Affairs Council Chen Mingtong even said that the national security law is, here I quote, the decreed order by heavenly empire to the civilian of the world. And the question is, how can Taiwan counter back? First, there are 5 contents in the law that are exaggerated. A, Taiwanese and foreigners can also be arrested. According to Article 38, this law can be applicable to persons who do not have permanent resident status in Hong Kong. And that is like if Taiwanese people call out Hong Kong independence in New York, they might be caught to China and put in jail. B, the new National Security Committee, 国家安全委员会, is like 尚方宝剑, the imperial sword. Under Article 14, no institution, organization, or individuals in the region shall interfere with the work with the committee. Decisions made by the committee shall not be amenable to judicial review. And C, 3 actions that will be sent to China for trials, and that include, first, collision of foreign forces, second, extremely serious cases, 3, major and imminent threat to national security. But what is extremely serious? What is about that? And what is major threat? I think the judgment is up to China. D, the secret police like KGB, there is a new national security department will be established within the Hong Kong police force. E, I want to talk about under the Article 24, burning cars will be sentenced up to 3 years imprisonment. I will come to my surprise, and even so-called the terrorism activities include the damage of transportation, and those convicted will be sentenced not just 3 years, probably will to the maximum penalty of life in jail. Second issue I want to talk about, how can Taiwan counter back? China did it several times. In 2015, the owner of Hong Kong Causeway Bay bookstore, Gui Minghai, who had a Swedish passport and was arrested by Chinese public security in Pattaya, Thailand, and put in jail in China. In 2020, this year, a volunteer of 64天网 website 64天网 Xing Jian was arrested by Chinese public security in Bangkok on June 25th. And 3, I want to talk about the Taiwan's military maneuvers. There are anti-tactical ballistic missiles occur in Taichung last night around 8:30 p.m. And this morning around 7:30 a.m., 8 F-16 fighter jets took off from the Air Force Base in Hualien, each carrying like 2,000-pound bomb shells. And why were these military maneuvers happen at this sensitive moment? And is it really related to the passage of Hong Kong national security law? Except for that, the brave Hong Kongers attend the July 1st march today at 2 p.m. It is important to see that the founder of Next Media, Li Zhiying, appeared in Causeway Bay today. And there's a rumor saying that he will be arrested after the kind of passage of Hong Kong national security law. But he said that he will stay in Hong Kong and asks everyone not to be impulsive. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo slammed China for its move to impose national security law on Hong Kong. And he said, the 1984 Sino-British Joint Declaration and the Basic Law were empty words. United States will not stand idly. And actually, this is not a law at all. He said this is an excuse to oppress the people in Hong Kong. What I care is, what will Taiwan and United States do in the coming weeks? And what will happen to Hong Kong people? God bless Hong Kong. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. Chinese President Xi Jinping signed the Hong Kong National Security Law on June 30, and the law took effect in yesterday around 11 p.m. and it has 6 chapters with 66 articles. I want to emphasize that the law can apparently be broken from abroad by non-residents under Article 38. According to the Article 38, this law shall apply to offenses under this law committed against the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region from outside the region by a person who is not a permanent resident of the region. And also, according to Article 36, this law shall apply to offenses under this law which are committed in a Hong Kong Special Administrative Region by any person. This law shall also apply to offenses under this law committed in a board or a vessel or aircraft registered in the region. That means if you get on a plane and that airplane company belong to Hong Kong and or registered in Hong Kong, you'll be in trouble if you really say, Hong Kong independence or Taiwan independence. Former Hong Kong Chief Executive Liang Zhenying wrote on Facebook yesterday, and he said it is impossible for those Hong Kong pro-independence activists to be at large. He even said that even you flee to Taiwan, you cannot get away. What's wrong with this guy? And he was the former chief executive of Hong Kong. How can he say that to Hong Kongers? We're talking about the new police powers under Article 16. We said that a new national security department will be created within the Hong Kong police force, which must keep its operations secret. Except for that, I want to also mention Article 43. 43 grants national security police officers. And here are the contents. First, search powers. And second, restricting overseas travel, and third, freezing and confiscation of property. Fourth, requiring service providers to deliver information and provide assistance. Fifth, requiring foreign political organizations to provide information. Sixth, secret surveillance and interception of telecommunications. Seventh, requiring people implicated in the cases to answer questions or provide information. China's Hong Kong security law sparks global outcry. Japanese Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga said that China's move on Hong Kong was extremely regrettable. And U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also published a statement and said that the purpose of this brutal, sweeping law is to frighten, intimidate, and suppress Hong Kongers who are peacefully demanding the freedom that were promised. Also, United Kingdom Ambassador to WHO and UN in Geneva, Julian Bestway, delivered the cross-regional joint statement on behalf of 27 countries. They urged the Chinese and Hong Kong governments to reconsider the whole imposition of this legislation. And you know that British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab also criticized that. He said, China has ignored its international obligations regarding Hong Kong. This is a grave step, which is deeply troubling. You know what and who was the first arrested? He is a young man who wear a T-shirt. And also what is on the T-shirt is 光复香港时代革命, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time. And the police search his bag and see what do you have in the bag, and actually found a flag. A black flag said that Hong Kong independence, 香港独立. And people said that, he probably will be sentenced for 10 years, just because of that, just because of the flag. I think it's so ridiculous. So I just want to say that I don't know what's wrong with China making such a law, and I don't know whether it can work or not, because, if you want to control the whole world, the population, what we said, that 8 billion people, that's not possible. No one will listen to you. So fight on, Taiwan, and praise for the Hong Kongers. This is The View for today. I'm Catherine Chang. I'll see you tomorrow.